World Course Tour 13 continues at Suzuka Circuit for the running of the Fuji TV Grand Prix. Here's race 1 with drivers number 26 to 99. As you know, the track is not big enough to fit all 42 cars in one race, so we had to split this to dual races. We had planned to race this in the full version of Suzuka Circuit. Unfortunately, every time when the race was about to start at that track, the full version, the cars would crash just before the green flag. Every single car would crash just before the green flag, and I just didn't want to have that, so we went back to the old Suzuka East Circuit. But hey, it provides good results even without the long course. The East Circuit alone provides some great racing and a couple of wrecks. Well, often, but also you had some passes for the lead, a lot of bumps and bangs, beating and banging, you know, all that stuff, like you just saw a couple drivers on the very first lap of the race. So the first race, they wrecked out already on the first lap. That was all happening on the first lap you just saw. Anyway, Dylan Young took the pole. Stephen Pollard III, though, took the lead on that first lap of the race, and now Dylan Young is looking to get that back. As you see, side by side, battling for the position down the S-curves. There's not a lot of room for error. One big slip-up could cause a wreck between drivers, and maybe even more. And Dylan Young is still trying. They're still side by side for the lead here on race number 1. Nathan Hudson moving up to the top 5. Could he get his 5th win of the season? He won a race here. Well, I think he won at Twin Ring Motegi last time in Japan. He's looking to win both Japan races. But Jacob Lawler, out of nowhere, is going to go on the bottom on lap number 5 to take the lead away from Dylan Young. As we go now with just about 15 laps to go in race 1. Jacob Lawler still trying to hang on. Young, a little too high. Oh no, Dylan Young is too high on the first corner, and unfortunately wrecks out of the race. Moments later, Kate Culp was spun out by the 99 of Pichu. Culp gets dumped in the sand, and her race was ruined by the wrecks of Pichu. And there she comes. Alex Hawkins coming right up at her, and ooh, big wreck between the two drivers. Hawkins came right up at Kate Culp, and both wrecked. Hawkins would not be able to continue the car. And then, well, before Hawkins got into the mess, he got into another mess. Jordan Davis and Leah Walker involved as well. So Hawkins, it was a really treacherous, perilous journey for him in Suzuka. On the restart, Jacob Lawler took the lead. But here comes Stephen Pollard III. Here comes Nathan Hudson trying to go 3 wide for the lead at a road course. That spells a recipe for disaster. But they were able to back it off before they can go 3 wide. Lawler the leader. Here comes Pollard, though, on the bottom. Bumper beating and banging. A little too high for Lawler, but he keeps it up together. Down to one of the S-curves here at the track. Lawler keeps it together, and Jackie Tang has moved up to the top 5, moving up to the 3rd position, battling against Nathan Hudson. And we had another wreck between Mitchell Riggs and Tristan Folks. Both these drivers got stuck in the sand between each other, and they were done for the race. Restart again on lap number 11 with just 10 laps to go in Suzuka's first race. As Jacob Lawler looking on the bottom of the 41. These drivers have been fighting for most of the day today for the lead. It's surprising to see at a road course like this. A lot of fights for the lead have been happening. Oh no, Lawler just spun out by Pollard. Pollard must have dumped Lawler, and Lawler is going to lose the race on that spin. A tough break for Jacob Lawler. We'll get another view of that in just a moment. But here's a battle for second between Jackie Tang and Johnny Gardner. And here's the other view of Jacob Lawler's incident. He got spun, I think, by Nathan Hudson. A tough break for him. And just right in the front of him, just after the wreck, big wreck happens. Nathan Hudson's in it, and he hits hard on the wall, and his race would be over. He was the hardest hit of all the victims. And here's Jackie Tang battling for second position against Johnny Gardner and clearing Gardner for second. Another big pileup happened behind them. Lawler was in that too, along with Jordan Newman. And Nick Elton, who had the worst of it, got dumped by Newman. And everybody else, Kate Culp, Joshua Bolkin, Leah Walker, Jordan Davis involved. Restart with 6 laps to go. Pollard still hanging on to the lead over Jackie Tang. What a move Jackie Tang has made in the past couple laps. He's up to the top 5, and now here he comes for the lead. Jackie Tang has not won since Blue Ridge, and now he's looking for his third win of the season. We could have the first season of three-time winners with multiple three-time or more winners in like forever. I'm not sure when the last time we've had like 2 or more three-time winners in a season. But here we go, the battle for third between the 26 Gardner and Pichu. Oh no, they both got spun out, and with 4 laps to go, that will end the race. Jackie Tang, no challenge against Stephen Pollard III. Pollard had wished the caution had not come out. Looked like it was going to challenge Tang to the line. But in the end, Jackie Tang took the caution flag. They would not get back under green. And coming off the final corner to collect his third win of the season is Jackie Tang, taking race number 1 of the Fuji TV Grand Prix. He made the pass with just 5 laps to go over Stephen Pollard III to take race 1 away and leave the chasers at, well, the winners I think at 12 drivers. Well, we could still add 1 more driver into the chase on race number 2, but Jackie Tang solidifies his chase spot with his third win of the season. Here's the rest of the field. Only the top 10 actually survived the first race. The rest of the field wrecked out. And now let's take you on to race number 2 with drivers numbered 1 to 25. Connor Breen starts on the pole. Ian Dudd on his outside. 15 and 16 shared the front row here in race number 2. But Connor Breen gets off to a rocking start already right off the bat. But like the first race, the first lap, drivers got wrecked already. P.J. Williams and Roman Rahal involved in a little tangle up there on that first corner. And then moments later, Luke Walker, Isaiah Bernesh, and Kyle Collins. Collins, who won last race at Paris, is not going to win back-to-back, that's for sure. Anyway, Angel Navarro earlier, this happened with Williams, and Rahal was up high on the track. And Dylan Thoreau also got to some first-lap hijinks as he got spun out on the corner as well. A lot of drivers. I think there were more drivers that spun on the first lap of the race in the second race than that happened in the first race. And Brandon Nichols would end all of it. As Nichols gets dumped in the 17, and he would be done for the race. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. My apologies. I'm still getting used to this new commentating style. But anyway, R.J. Bishop would try to take the lead against Connor Breen on the restart. Ian Dudd trying to help out like Bishop or something like that, battling for the lead. Going side by side into the S curves. The curves are really tough, like I said. Anything could happen. Bishop gets high. He still sticks it together. Connor Breen, though, still trying to fight. And Ian Dudd just trying to wedge himself between the drivers. No, Britton gets hit hard on the curve. He's smoking. He can't move his car. He is done for the day. The pole sitter for the second time in a row has wrecked out before the halfway point of the race. And a tough break for Connor Breen, who was running so well in front early, and that just happened. He just got right up into the corner, smoked his engine. He would be done for the race. As you see, Ian Dudd now taking the lead from Bishop. Oh, contact between the two, and Dudd spins, and Bishop follows him as well. Avi Sachs also spun on the corner. Oh, the top 2 have wrecked out. You thought that Breen's incident was wild? Well, that was the wildest of them all this race. Look, the 25 Benjamin Miles would take the lead. Dion Scott, though, would get a good start, and he would challenge the 25 for the lead. Tony Green, Eric Powers, James Shelley, all caught up in that top 5. Big crowded mess, as you see. Everyone is trying to get a piece of Suzuka. As Dion Scott, a little contact between the 25 and him, but he was able to keep it together. Another caution came out earlier. I must have skipped over it or something like that, but it wasn't really that important. But anyway, Tony Green would try to battle for the lead on the restore with just less than 10 laps to go. Scott still trying to hold up to his ground. Tony Green's contact between them. Oh boy, Scott though still hanging on. Tony Green though, he's still charging to the front. He's got the preferred line. Well, most of the preferred line as we speak. And now it's shifted. Well, the preferred line here is shifting over between left and right. That's what makes this track unpredictable. Just the east course of the race was wild. It was the same format that NASCAR uses for its exhibition races they held in the 90s, early 90s, at the end of the season. But Tony Green would lead under the caution flag again, and here's why we're under caution. Isaiah Bernesh in the 7 got dumped by the 3 Dan Coffey. His car would stay still. He would be out of the race. On the restart with just 5 laps to go, Tony Green led to the stripe, but here comes Benjamin Miles, still trying to challenge him for the lead, picking where he last left off. Battling side by side, getting help from Dion Scott, getting a little push from the 2 machine. Eric Powers now up to 4th, and Nicholas Guerrero is now battling 5th against the 5 of James Shelley. 25, it looked like he cleared both of them, but oh no, Tony Green still got some tricks up his sleeve as he's battling side by side with Dion Scott for 2nd. And the little big breath there, my apologies. This is just so much action, I hardly can, I'm losing my breath here. But anyway, the 25 still battling the lead. Here comes the 2 of Dion Scott going for the lead on the bottom near the start-finish line with just 4 laps to go. And Dion Scott took the lead away. And now he's trying to keep it to go because at this point, the next caution would end the race. Oh boy, side by side. Tony Green would go on the bottom as well. And now Green still trying to make his move as Dion Scott's trying to clear the 25. Here comes Tony Green, going to plan a big move. Oh boy, Scott's trying to block the 8, and he does a good job keeping himself in check as he's trying desperately to block all the lanes he could possibly do in this track. Scott's trying to take it. And here they come, the final corner. Green's on the bottom. Here he comes. Tony Green down the line, side by side, battling for the lead. Caution flag lights are on. Race to the line and possibly to the finish. Here comes Green. And I think Tony Green has got this in the bag and beat out Dion Scott to the line. And he has. Under caution with just 3 laps to go, Tony Green made a last turn pass on Scott, possibly to win the race. And here's the wreck that ended the race. Race number 2, RJ Bishop in the number 12, involved in a little bit of a spin himself, but I guess that's the way it goes. And coming off the final corner, I lost this checkered flag moment, so this is the finish you're going to see. Tony Green's going to collect his first career NASCAR Pokemon Cup Series win in race 2 in the Fuji TV Grand Prix. What a race for him. A lot of drivers survived in the second race, 12 to be exact, well 13 if you count the 2-lap down Luke Walker. But anyway, Green adds his name to the chase list of the drivers in the chase. Our next race, we head over to the Donkey Kong Tropical Raceway. The Hyrule Warriors 500, just 4 weekends left before the chase for the championship, before the chase begins. So everything goes for our non-winners. We'll see you at Donkey Kong's.